Have you ever found yourself late at night working on a project because you keep putting it off? Well, so have I. We all procrastinate. But the question is, why do we procrastinate? Why do we put off doing important tasks or doing work we find really difficult, the work we find most intimidating, the projects we think are most complex? Take a moment and think about a project you should have started on but didn't. Okay, now that you're thinking about that project, think about what you did other than work on the project. Did you play a video game? Did you go out with a friend? Did you clean your room or work on another project? Think about those positive consequences of your delaying doing your project. Did you have a higher score than anyone else in that video game? Is your room cleaner than it was and much better organized? And did you have some downtime? So what were some of the positive things? Take a moment and think about that. There are some positive things that happen when we delay, but there are a lot of negative consequences of delaying. You still have to tackle that big project, but now you may feel more anxious, more stressed, and more overwhelmed. So knowing that we're going to feel this way, why do we still put off doing things that may cause us stress and anxiety? Well, there's a lot of reasons. Sometimes we may say we're not doing something because they bore us, or we don't find them interesting, or we may say we just don't have the time. But if we dig a little deeper, we might find that we're actually feeling very overwhelmed, and that's why we delay working on our projects. There's just too much to do and not enough time, so we may just give up, or we may be fearful of failure, so we don't even begin. We may have negative thoughts about our abilities to do the task at hand and to do it well, or the activity or task may be causing us anxiety and a lot of stress, so we just don't dig in. Any and all of these feelings can cause a lack of motivation, and at times we may try to escape these negative emotions by doing unimportant things rather than doing what we have to do. Well, enough about what we shouldn't do and its negative effects. Let's focus on what we should do. Let's focus on creating habits that will change our lives and so that we can become more productive. And you can do this by following 5 easy steps that will help you to get things done. So the first step, when you have a large assignment or a project, use a blank monthly calendar and write down the date the assignment is due, then work backwards to assign dates for research, rough drafts, and meetings. The second step is to transfer these dates to your daily to-do list. This will help you to tackle the assignments little by little, and it will make completing the projects much more manageable and far less stressful. That third step is to create a workspace free of distractions. Start putting things away. Put your cell phone away and put all the papers and books you don't need away. Get rid of that Instagram, get rid of Netflix, get rid of YouTube, get rid of Twitter. And the only thing that you have left to focus on is the project or paper that you're doing. So what is the fourth step? The fourth step is to select the hardest task on your to-do list. Select the most important and the most challenging, grueling, ugliest task that you have. You need to do that one first. Once you complete the task, you will feel accomplished and a lot less stressed, which will then help you to stay focused fully on the other tasks you have on your to-do list. And the fifth step, and the last step, and in some ways, the first step is just to get started. If you're not 100% sure of the assignment, do something. Don't lose the entire evening or the entire weekend waiting for clarification. Just get started. I also want to remind you to be positive. Use positive self-talk when you're working on a difficult or time-consuming task. Say to yourself things like, I got this, I can do this. If this project is taking away more time, it's taking way more time than you thought it would, say to yourself, if I put in a good amount of work, my work will be good enough. It won't be perfect, but it will be good. You're not going to fail. Remind yourself that you have been successful, you have done things well, and you will do this project well too. Remember, you can create habits that help you to be more productive and less stressed. In 5 simple steps, you can go from delaying your task or getting started, staying focused, and getting things done.